Hey everyone, Elias Artista here. As you know, recently I've discovered a workflow which helps bringing ancient marble portraits of famous historical figures into life using Magnific AI. Since then, I've seen several examples of people doing the same, which is fantastic. One person, however, suggested an intriguing idea: reversing this workflow to transform a real person's portrait into a marble sculpture. Intrigued by this concept, I decided to conduct a little experiment to see if it was indeed possible. And spoiler alert, it was. Have you ever walked through a museum past the marble busts of great figures of the past and wondered, what if one day your noble gaze would stare down from a pedestal upon the hordes of rather unremarkable characters? No? Come on now, I know you did. But now think about this. What if you look bad as a statue? Is it even worth then? Working hard all your life to achieve recognition, only to be laughed at by ungrateful descendants. Maybe you should just save yourself some trouble and go home watch TV. And I'm here to help you with this dilemma. Let me show you how to turn your photo or one of your friends or relatives into a sculpture. I've picked 4 of my own portraits to test this workflow. And for this, I'm going to be utilizing style transfer and upscaler spells. Let's start with portrait number 1. Now, before I will reveal the first results and go over the settings I used, I want to remind you that each photo will react differently to the same settings. So it is important you test your input and reference image in Magnific a few times with different settings in order to get to that sweet spot you're looking for. If your input photo is similar to mine, then the settings I used will save you some time and credits, but it is still important to build your own experience with the tools. Okay, we're in style transfer spell. Input image and reference images are loaded. Prompt is set to indicate material and subject. Style strength slider is set to 42%. Structure strength slider is set to 75%. Portrait mode off. Flavor do not style. Engine real. Fixed generation off by default. Okay, let's reveal the result. As you can see, it follows the facial features almost precisely. I mean, it's as good as a statue can get, in my opinion. Look how closely it follows the face. It's pretty incredible. And the hairline too. Watch this. Yeah, it pretty much follows the hair too. And the shirt. I've already seen it, but the first time I saw this, I was genuinely surprised at how it decided to interpret the leopard print on my shirt. I mean, look at this. It embedded dark porphyry stones into the marble to follow the pattern of leopard spots on the shirt. I think it looks really cool. I would love to see this technique on a real marble statue. Okay, now let's upscale our result in Magnific Upscaler spell. Feed the image you got at Style Transfer spell into the Magnific Upscaler spell. Set scale factor to 4. You can keep the prompt the same or describe something else. Creativity you set to +1, HDR -1, resemblance 1, fractality 0, engine automatic. Now, let me reveal you the result I got. It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't think I need another one. Oh, the porphyry stones look really cool embedded into the marble. I love the highlights. Yeah, I'm satisfied with this result. I'm gonna keep it. Okay, let's proceed with portrait number 2. Once again, we're starting in style transfer spell. Input image and reference images are loaded. In the prompt box, we type in our prompt. We can copy it from the previous result or make a new one. Style strength slider 15%, structure strength slider 10%, very low parameters, portrait mode off, flavor once again do not style, as it helps a lot when you want to follow the input image very closely. Engine real. Okay, let's reveal it. Once again, follows the original facial features almost exactly. The only thing that it closed my mouth there, which is fine. I would rather have it closed on my statue. And there's a little issue on the shirt. Looks like it's torn, but it could be easily fixed in Photoshop. Alright, now it's time to upscale our result. As always, upload your style transfer result into input image slot right there. Scale factor set to 4x or whichever you prefer really. Optimized for films and photography. Prompt. Type in your prompt. Creativity 0, HDR 0, resemblance +3, fractality 0. Engine set to automatic. Okay, let's reveal it. Nice, I can see already it smoothed out the marble texture, took away some of that dirt. Yeah, it's a very clean upscale. I love the hat, how it made it look so stone too. The color, nice. Again, this defect on the shirt we will fix in Photoshop later. Okay, it's a great clean upscale. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. Okay, moving on to portrait 3. Make sure we're in style transfer again. Input image loaded, reference image loaded. Typing in our prompt. Style strength slider set at 70%, structure strength slider set at 80%, portrait mode off. Flavor this time we choose clear, engine real, fixed generation off by default. Okay, let's reveal. And there we go. I love the hair. Very classic rendition of curls. And facial features pretty much the same too. A little bit idealized, stylized, but overall amazing result. Let's upscale it. Upscaling portrait 3. Uploading our style transfer result into input image box, setting scale factor to 4x. In the optimized for rollout, choosing standard, typing in our prompt, setting creativity slider to +3, HDR to 0, resemblance to +3, fractality to -3, engine automatic. Here we go. Beautiful, smooth and shiny marble. When you compare it to the original style transfer image, it left some real hair there in the background, which we will fix in Photoshop in no time. And it left or created a realistic looking eyes, which is also not ideal. We're gonna fix that in Photoshop as well. But other than that, the marble texture is amazing. It looks beautiful. Those cracks, that yellow color there, the cloth looks really good. Yeah. Processing portrait 4. We have our portrait, input image reference image loaded in, prompt set, style strength slider set at 42%, structure strength set at 75%, portrait mode off, flavor we choose clear, engine we choose real, fixed generation off by default. Okay, let's reveal the result. And again, it did an amazing job with the leopard spots on my shirt. It put porphyry stone into marble. Really cool. And again, it follows the facial features almost exactly. As far as I'm concerned, that is my face. Time to upscale portrait 4. Uploading style transfer result into input image box, scale factor 4x, optimized for rollout films and photography, setting in our prompt, creativity slider +4, HDR -1, resemblance +2, fractality -6, engine automatic. Now let's reveal it. Zooming in a bit. And I can already see, yes, great detail, no extra artifacts, nothing that we can't fix later in Photoshop. Overall, very good detail. And again, the shirt, those porphyry leopard spots, amazing. Contrasted against the white marble, beautiful. And the hair, it colored it black. Great result. All those artifacts we will fix in Photoshop later. And here are the final results, alongside the original portraits. My goal was to get as close as possible to my actual face, but to get there I had to experiment and generated a bunch of takes which were less consistent with my face, but nevertheless interesting. Here are some examples. As I said earlier, results with identical settings can differ significantly depending on the input image and style reference image, as well as on your prompt. In order to zero in on perfect settings for your image faster, I highly recommend getting acquainted with each flavor and engine setting of style transfer spell, as well as reading the descriptions which Magnific provides for all of their settings by pressing a little question mark icon near each parameter. And finally, my last tip for today. In the style transfer spell, once I'm nearing my target, I start being very conservative with style strength and structure strength sliders. I move them by no more than 2 to 5% in each direction. That way you won't miss that perfect balance between the style of the reference image and structure consistency of your input image. That's it. I hope this video will help you achieve your best result with Magnific AI faster. Stay tuned for more videos.